Hey Rhum fans, and welcome to this Guadeloupe video. What you've got coming up in store today is something I was excited about now for a good couple of months. This is an interview with the one and only, if you're a football fan like me, Mikael Silvestre. And yes, he was a Man United player and I'm a Liverpool fan, but you know, at the end of the day, Premiership footballer that's played for France at the highest level. And he's created his own rum brand. This actually now, well, you'll see in the video, I'm going to say 10 years old, but actually in sort of building it 12 years old. He thought about this, without giving too much away, he thought about this, the afterlife of football during his playing days. So what you've got coming up is a bit of banter, a bit of fun from the one and only ex-Man United player, Mikael Silvestre. And the Arsenal fans will be going, he played for Arsenal as well. And I tell you what now, spoiler alert, the 50% ABV rum, on my journey so far of Cange's rums, is up there in my top 3. And I've featured, I'm talking about rums that I've also tried at rum festivals and stuff like that I haven't actually featured on this channel. That, boys and girls, is an absolute stormer of a blanc rum. So sit back, enjoy half an hour or so of Mikael Silvestre. We are joined by the one and only Mikael Silvestre. He told me I could call him Mikey, but I'm going to bow down. This is Mikael. We know him from Manchester United as a Liverpool fan, but thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to talk about your brand, Rhum St Barth. If you hear a lovely female in the background, we've got Alison just off the screen, who's earpodded up. There you go. So there is another person here. She's going to help out with where necessary. But Mikael, thank you so much for joining us. Your rums are absolutely superb. I've fallen in love with them. How do you go from ex-professional footballer, 400 plus games, to a rum brand? How does that all start?
Right. So obviously the rum story doesn't start in the football world. You know, as an athlete, you have to look after your diet, your sleep, your recovery, everything really that makes you ready to compete. So now the rum is a side project that I started during my career, actually, when I was playing in London for Arsenal. And I was thinking about, because I was just hitting my 30s, what am I going to be doing after playing football, you know? So, you know, rum is part of my heritage through my dad, coming from Guadeloupe. So I used to visit Guadeloupe like almost every other summer, spending 2 months there.
Wow.
And rum is part of the culture, you know, that's the number one drink. You could say maybe champagne and wine for the French, but for people in the Caribbean and Guadeloupe, Martinique, we have the French Rhum Agricole. And that's where my passion came from. And it's just following the footstep of my dad as a consumer, going into production. And slowly,
Wow.
step by step, making it a business. And here we are, a few years later, still at it and going back on the market with good products.
So you said during your, I'm trying to piece together years now, you said during your Arsenal days. So that's 10 years ago?
Absolutely.
Maybe?
10 years. It's been 10 years. 10
Wow.
years. Actually, 12 years since we started thinking about it. So a year to process everything and to launch. Yeah, pretty much 10 years now.
Wow. 'Cause I'll be honest, I'd never heard of the brand until Alison, who's just off screen, sent me these. And I kind of showed these off on my social medias. And I thought they were new until some, we call them cane heads, but cane juice rum lovers, piped up and goes, no, it's a really old brand. I was like, wow. But so 2 of these, if I'm correct, 2 of these are older rums. And then one's a new edition. Which is the original? How did it
the
start?
white is the original. That's the one we started with.
That one.
Yeah. And beside this one, we had a 4-year-old and a 12-year-old, but they was
Right.
so in demand that we ran out. You know, age rum became really yeah, everybody was dying for it, and successful. So it went quickly. It was a small production. So we came back with the white, which is the
Wow.
original. You know, if you speak to connoisseurs, the Rhum Agricole is known at 50%, 100 proof, and that's the one that is still important to us. It's a flagship. But because we've been on the market for so long, we've discovered that we had some demand for a bit of a lower percentage of alcohol. That's why we came up with the 44%. You know, especially you British, you find it difficult to handle it. You can have quantity, but high proof is difficult.
To be fair, you're not wrong. we're lucky to get 40. Some of our stuff is 37 and a half.
True. So 44 for some of the bartenders, it was really a request. So we're like, okay, we're gonna listen to you guys, and it makes sense because we have to adapt. You know, we can't say, okay, this is it or nothing. And I think it will work well, especially in Great Britain.
Yeah.
And the other one is a 68%, so overproof. Also, this one, except Renefew, that everybody know about, there's not a lot of overproof, especially Agricole. There is Perlaba from My Gallant, but yeah, we wanted to also respond to the market demand and come up with a special product. So not a lot of quantity on these bottles, but it's an excellent product.
So I've got it wrong. That's
Yes,
the
the white
original,
one.
and then these
New,
two are
brand
new.
new, yeah.
Wow. Right.
Exciting.
Okay. That I've absolutely fallen in love with this. I don't know whether Alison's explained to you what I've been doing, but I'm in a summer of cane juice. So I started off with Martinique. I'm now sort of filming Guadeloupe,
Okay.
and I genuinely, out of all the rums I've tasted so far, this is absolutely amazing. I love
Thank you
this
very
stuff.
much.
So tasty, so tasty, and it's so different from Martinique rum as well. So different in profile.
Yeah, I mean, I must be fair to Martinique. They produce a lot of great rums, and they are everywhere. You know, we went to on the U.S. market. They were there. They are in Asia as well. But the Guadeloupe also is doing excellent product, and for us it was important, especially for me. My idea when we started doing this really was to bring that part of the Caribbean that people don't really think about. You think about beach, you think about dry, but I wanted to have the part of the island which is important to me in my childhood, which is the volcano, earthy jungle, you know, river when you go fishing, and that's why we produce something like this with the 50 blanc.
Can you, without getting too technical, I don't want to go down that route, but can you share the distillery? Like who distills this for you?
It's a distillery in Guadeloupe that we work with since 12 years. It's called Rhum. So
Right.
it's an old one, and they've been very kind with us, you know, from the beginning. We are the only brand really that they trust outside of their own, and yeah, it's a family business. So we just came back from a visit over there in March, and it was nice because it was during the production time. So it's always good to go at that time. There is a full of activity in the distillery at that time.
So, okay, so we've got what you would call your standard agricole. I don't think it's a blend of sugarcane, isn't it? There's not one specific variety of sugarcane.
No, we
or
have one.
There? It's like,
it's only one sugarcane. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So how to get into this then? What is the difference between this and that? Because tasting for me is completely different. I get a lot of menthol off that one. What is this? Is a 44% rum?
Yeah, I think the fact that you just cut it with more water, simply as that, is nothing. It's not rocket science. You know, you Yeah. You just
Really?
diminish the percentage in adding
So,
water, and we've
so
been using the same, because obviously the first one that came was 68, and then you cut it down to 50, and then we went even further by adding water to it, and it went down to 44. But I know what you're saying. The
hang on.
flavor seems that much different, but it's not really.
You've just amazed me now. So the only difference, you're telling me the only difference between that and that is literally water. 50%. Wow. That is incredible.
I know it's
just a completely different nose, completely different taste. Wow.
Magic of the water.
But that's the beauty when you're working with products that are just so simple and terroir driven. It's like you've got something that's so natural, using no added yeast. It's just open air fermentation. There's 3 ingredients. It's sugarcane juice, water, and yeast. And if you stick to that, then and the yeast comes from open air, so it's not as though it's sort of a yeast strain or anything in particular. It's just naturally occurring. So if you stick to something that's natural, you are going to get diversity of flavor and aroma. But also the 68 is sort of more of a higher like a higher proof in terms of like that's sort of one of the ways that people drink it out there, because we're non-AOC, you can distill. Hi. You can distill and sort of it comes off the still at about 90, and typically out in the Caribbean it's sort of anywhere between like 50 to about 70%, 75 even sometimes locally that you can find it. So it's kind of a bit of an homage to the local way of consuming it.
A lot more. It's a lot more menthol. I find that incredible. That's just completely shocked me. So on the island, on Guadeloupe and France, where do you actually live now? Where's home? France.
Right now it's Dubai.
Oh, Dubai. Oh, fair enough. But what would obviously in Guadeloupe and in France that would be your standard sort of rum. This one's just for us in the UK, really. That one, yeah.
Pretty much.
Cocktail. I'm drinking that as a tea punch at the moment.
Absolutely. That's
that. I mean, it's a stunning tea punch. How else? So going back to your memories with your dad, with your father, like how else would you drink these rums? Is it just a tea punch? Is it neat? Like, talk us through your experience growing up with these.
I think I've seen them drinking the rum with a lot of different. Instead of brown sugar, they would use honey. They would use jams, with tropical fruit, and then just the rest is just a piece of lime. But so what would change really? It's only the type of things you would mix it with. But the number one is brown sugar, and then the rest would be jams. But keep it, a low quantity of rum and stir it and drink it, sip it.
When you say jam, is that how that translates in the UK? As in jam, fruit with sugar?
That would be it. So it would be passion fruit jam. It would be like mango. It could be
mango,
guava, guava.
Guayave. I love how you say that. You French say that. We obviously over here guava. Guayave. Is that
no, because it's a different spelling. Guayave.
Oh, it's amazing. But yeah, this is just a stunning tea punch. Really, really is. So you don't really have long drinks like with soda water or lemonade.
Not at all. Not in Martinique. You've been in Martinique, in Guadeloupe. It's really a tea punch style, like very, very short drink. Doesn't mean you have only one. That's for sure. But going back to my experience, I think the first time I really had a rum was when I went to St. Martin on vacation. I was about 20 years old, and at the end of the meal, they would give you a small shot of rum with vanilla. They would infuse vanilla in rum and offer, like almost like in Italy when you get a limoncello at the end on the house.
Yep.
in San Martin, they would give you a small shot of rum vanille on the house. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That makes you want to go out for dinner. So, okay. So why a 68% rum? Like for all you guys watching in the US, 136 proof.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
why?
Why? So, again, it's something that I've learned along the way for bartenders to finish and give a little bit of kick in the cocktails. You know, having an overproof can make the trick. And you have the other way to drink it, which is neat, like you would do with grappa. And that's it. A shot of it. Yeah, try this, please. I want to see your face.
This is strong. I thought you'd be drinking as well.
Well, I've got it, but I'm not sure.
Ah. Oh, this is. I mean, just the smell again. It fascinates me. So this is again exactly the same liquid, but just with less water, so it's stronger.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had no idea. I just thought they were three completely different blends of rum, essentially.
No, it's really to please everyone.
I mean, it is delicious. It is really nice. It's actually a lot easier to drink than Ray and Nephew, even though it's stronger.
Thank you for that.
It's a lot more pleasurable.
Please.
It is. It's got this lovely kind of creamy. This is the one thing I found with cane juice rums is they've got this lovely, silky, smooth finish to them, natural sweetness,
Absolutely.
which you don't really get with molasses rums.
No, you don't.
And this is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous stuff. You couldn't drink so much of it. Oh, there we go. There's the phone. Oh, that is lovely. That is lovely. So what can we expect? And this is partly with Alison as well. What can we expect from Rhum St Barth in the UK? And to be fair, I've got a big US and German audience as well. So are these rums starting to come out now into the mainstream? And like where do we go for the next year, the next 12 months or
Yes,
so?
they are about to come. We will be working with some distributors. The thing is, because we just finished the production before the summer, most of the menus in bars and restaurants were already made. So the distributors were like, just get ready for the next term, you know. So yeah, UK will be one of the markets we will be present, as well as Germany, Croatia, in Europe, France, and then a big presence in the Middle East, with us being in Dubai and going to Asia as well, markets like Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and for the US, it's in the pipeline as well. Yeah.
Brilliant. So just very quickly, you were talking about aged rums earlier. Is that in the plan again to age more rums up, like potentially get a 4-year-old, a VO or a VSOP?
We should have a 4-year-old ready early next year. It's already it's there, but it's too young. we can't speed up the process, but I'm really looking forward to this because it's delicious.
How involved are you? How involved are you with like the tasting and when you think it's ready? Do you leave that to the blenders? Do you get involved?
I get involved. I've always been involved in this. This is the best part. Are you kidding?
Yeah. So how do you know when it's ready? Like what do you look for in a rum?
I have no professional background in this, so it's just purely my taste, consumer taste. Before going into Agricole and Guadeloupe, I've tasted a lot of rums around the world to see maybe go to molasses from South America, but I found that no, I want to have these flavors, these aromas, and I can't find it anywhere else. And it's the same for aged rum. To be honest, before going into the business, clearly to when we launched, I never even taste an old rum, aged rum. But I fell in love also quickly. What was strange is to learn about whiskey, bourbon, the oak barrel. This was new to me, and that's interesting as well because I'm learning at the same time.
So the rum will be aged, because I think that's part of the Guadeloupe rules and regulations. It has to be American or oak barrels, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that what you're...
Oak barrel no, it's just you decide, depending on your taste,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, fantastic. So hopefully 2024 we can see an aged...
You will.
24? Yeah, we can see an aged version.
Yeah.
Nice.
You will.
I generally can't wait, because this is some lovely, lovely rum. And I still don't believe that is exactly the same liquid as that. I really don't. It tastes so different. It's like a mojito in a bottle.
Yeah, the 44. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so menthol. I think Alison sent me one with some toothpaste in it. I think that's what she's done.
You're welcome. That
is
when it is sort
fantastic.
of mixed with for cocktails and stuff as well, you sort of get a hint of salinity with it. So when it sort of goes into a daiquiri, there's a little bit of sort of a C note and a salt note that comes through it as well. So for mixing, it really helps to combine the ingredients together. And they are just completely different from each other. And so I think from the consumer point of view, it depends what you want to do with it. If you want to have a tea punch, there's a rum for that. If you want to have a cocktail, there's a rum for that. If you want to have something a little bit more intense, hence the name intensity, there's the 68% for that.
If you put the intense into a Mai Tai or anything like that yet?
Yeah, it's good.
Wow.
At least I think it was. I'm not sure I remember.
So come on then. Favorite, before we sort of finish, favorite non-tea punch but favorite cocktails for this. Would you go daiquiri? Would you go mojito? That's open to both of you, by the way. Like, how else would you drink this?
Daiquiri, Old Cuban.
Oh
yeah, these are my favorite drinks. And when the aged one will be ready, the dark and stormy is also one of the drink I like.
Hang on, because this gets lost a little bit in translation. With ginger beer or ginger ale?
For me, ginger beer. I like it strong.
Yes. Yeah. Nice. With Angostura bitters or just as it is? Whatever.
Whatever. A bit of Angostura. A little bit.
Yeah.
Not too much. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a pinch.
Wow. So, okay, I know you're a busy boy. I know you've got that. I think we should leave it there. We've given loads of information. I will chat to Alison of where, the go-to wholesalers of where people can get this around the world, especially in the UK and stuff like that. But again, Mikael, thank you so much for giving up your time, especially when you're away in holiday in Sweden at the moment. These are absolutely delicious.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, just very quickly before we go, what is a call to action? What would you like people to do other than buy your rum? Essentially, do you want Instagram followers? Do you want website visitors? Like, what do you want?
All of it.
All of it. So we'll drop links for Instagram. Hey, is it you on the end of Instagram?
Of course, it is me. On the
handle. Slide into his DM. No, well, I'll make sure that gets posted afterwards and stuff. So, we do that. But again, thank you very, very much. Is there any final bits that you want to share with the world before we kind of let you go?
No, I think it's all about fun. Rum is fun, and I hope you enjoy yourself whenever, wherever you drink it with.
Well, just one last question before you go. You're out in Dubai. If people are out in Dubai, what's the best bar that's serving this? Where can people go in Dubai to taste this?
Oh, there's many places in Dubai, actually, a lot.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to pick one. But if you go on Mapster, the website, we will give you the best place in Dubai.
Perfect. Thank you very, very much, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll let you off. We'll let you off for all those massive appearances at Man United.
Thank you.
Thank you, mate. Take care.
You too. You too. Bye bye.